Welcome back, thanks for joining me for another beer video. This time it's a comparison video. I will apologise now if I keep doing that to the screen and it looks like I'm just going nuts, but that ongoing problem is still there. So, like I say, a comparison video. Now, a video that I put up yesterday, a review of this beer that I picked up in Lidls. Birra Quality Superiore, an Italian style lager. So I reviewed this yesterday, brewed in Germany by the way. Looking at the label and that, I thought, oh, it's going to be Peroni-like, it's going to be one of them, excuse me. I've just got to be a little bit rude to one of my subscribers in the nicest possible way. Yes, expecting it to be a Peroni kind of thing because it's got that Peroni look about it. But when it came out, it reminded me very of Birra Messina, which is also an Italian lager. It's on the blade, but it's an unfiltered lager. So you've got all the dirty bits in, if you like, if you want to put it that way. None of the stuff's been taken out. It's not been filtered. It's just got all that crap in it that's in it when it's brewed. And this reminded me of it. So I said on the video that I want to do a comparison between the two. I think I did. I'm certain I did. So this is what we are going to do today. So I've got a can of this. I have two Birra Messina glasses. So what we are going to do is pour the can in, or I'll do a pour from, I'll probably do a pour from the blade actually, of the Birra Messina. And then we'll do the can, and then we'll do a bit of a comparison between the two, because I just thought it a bit random. I didn't expect it to be like it was, so I'm just thinking, let's get as much out of this can of beer as I can, so let's bang out another video. No, but yeah, probably, yeah. So what we're going to do is I'll pause the video. I don't think you need to see me do the pour, do you? I could turn it around actually. I'll turn it around there. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is fill this up, and then I'll turn the camera around and we'll do a pour of this, and then I'll do a little bit more chatting bullshit, and then we'll do some tasting. So let's get cracking. And then hopefully you'll see what I mean when I pour this one. And if not just this one, you'll see what I mean when I pour the other one, because we'll have two beers sitting there more or less exactly the same, and that's not the greatest of pours, but hey ho, that should settle down to be quite good. And that should shut up soon as well. So let's sit down. Yeah, you got a horrible close up of Baz there and his big ugly face, never mind. And obviously I haven't cleaned the glass properly. I need shooting, there's a few bubbles sticking. So there we go, Birra Messina. It's got that hazy amber sort of colour beer there. We've got 2 finger of compact white head with gentle carbonation going up. So there we go. That's what the Birra Messina looks like. Now, here we go. This is the one from Lidls. Originale Birra Quality Superiore Italian style lager. 6-pack, £4.99 for 330ml cans. Birra Messina, by the way, is coming in at 5%. This one is coming in at 4.7. So let's get this cracked open. I may well even get another can just to top it up. In fact, I think I will. So I'm just going to pause it for a second and we'll come back. So we're back. There's my second can. So we'll get these cracked open. The blade chills the beer down to 2 degrees. So there's the Messina, 2 degrees. This has been in the fridge. That is set at 3 degrees. So there's not really an awful lot of difference in temperature. I'm going to top this up because I want to try and get it to look as... put it on an even par with the Messina. Maybe I should have swilled the can out. So, there we go. The blade Messina. And I don't know what difference the light is going to make on this. The blade Messina. And this is the Birra Quality Superiore, you know, if you like. So both hazy beers, as you can see. There is a slight difference. I would say the Messina looks a little bit more murkier, if you like. It looks a little bit more darker than the can of this one. So they look identical. There was a much bigger head on the draft pour, which doesn't surprise me. So let's go in on the nose, see what we get from the blade Birra Messina, and see if there's any difference on the nose. Wheaty, that typical unfiltered wheaty kind of aroma. No, touch the screen. No, that's it. Not getting an awful lot off it. It's kind of just, it's got that typical unfiltered wheaty sort of smell. Maybe a bit of lemon in there as well. That sort of zesty lemon. We'll go in with this one. I haven't poured it very well, see? It's got a little bit flatter, whereas that's still holding a nice creamy head. Try and, no, let's just go in with the nose, eh? Yeah, maybe not. Oh, God. Literally go in with the nose and do that bloody screen thing, doing my head in. Yeah, that is a lot more wheaty. This is wheaty, a little bit less citrus. Very much at this, the can is a toned down version of the Messina on the nose. So let's dive in with the taste and see what we get. Messina from the blade. Wheaty, bitter, lemon. Yeah, that's about it really. It's very wheaty. It's got that lemon citrus thing in the background. It's got a little bit of bitterness going on. So we'll dive in now on this one and see what we get from this. And really, for me, straight away, the body on this compared to the Messina from the blade, worlds apart. A much sort of denser beer this one is. This one is a more unfiltered taste. You do get that sort of unfiltered taste in this, but you can tell it's a lager behind that. For me, it's got that lager feel behind it. It is wheaty. It has that sort of light sort of citrus flavour. You maybe pick a little bit of maltiness up in the can version of this. And let's be honest, we are comparing two different beers, but they just look similar. A little bit bitter as well, but not on the same level as this. Yeah, what they are very, very similar beers. But the Birra Messina from the blade tastes a lot more wheaty. It tastes a lot more unfiltered. You don't really, for me, you don't really get that sort of lager feel about it. It drinks like a lager. You know, it's light enough, but it's a typical unfiltered sort of beer, which also isn't going to be to everyone's sort of taste. 5%, does it feel a bit more potent than this? You'd probably drink around, 4.75%. No real difference. They are sort of drinking around the same percentage. But which one do I think is best? Well, it's quite interesting because they are both very similar. The Messina is a bit more dense, a bit more heavy, whereas this has this slight lighter feel to it. It has that little bit more of a lager feel to it as well, but the flavours aren't so heavy. For me, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of either of these beers. Don't get me wrong, this is nice enough. This is nice enough. An unfiltered beer isn't necessarily, or lager if you like, isn't necessarily one that I would run to straight away. I don't think it's my favourite sort of style of a lager, if I'm totally honest, but nice enough, like I say. Difference. Obviously draft, the Messina, it wins it with that draft feel. But for drinkability, it's going to come down to personal taste. I think, although this is probably more true to the style, the Messina from the blade, I actually think this is maybe a little bit more drinkable because it's not so heavy. It doesn't sit in your belly so heavy. It's got a little bit more of that lager sort of feel in the background. So which one comes out on top? I'll be brutally honest, that might be one that I'd maybe prefer drinking. But I prefer the flavour in that one, in the Messina. So I'm going to sit on the fence here and say it's going to be down to personal taste. If you happen to be somebody that likes the Birra Messina on the blade and you get caught short, or you only like a couple of glasses, I would maybe recommend going to Lidls and picking up the Birra Qualità Superiore or whatever Italian style lager, because it's along the same lines, it's cheap as chips, it's quite drinkable, so it's another alternative for you. So for me, I think they've both got pluses, both got minuses. They're more or less the same bloody drink, but you can get this in cans for half the price. So give them both a go. If you own a blade, give them a Messina a go, and maybe pick some of these up at the same time and try the comparison yourself. So they're my views on it. It's a draw, but let's face it, draft is always better. There you go. That's the end of this video. I've waffled on for 12 minutes. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my fucking bullshit that I've just talked. And I will see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.